good evening. This is Namya Sinha, and today we have with us a very special guest, Chavi Mittal. Chavi, welcome to Times Network India Health Summit.
Thank you.
And we'll start with your journey. And from the very first time when you had the diagnosis, what did taking charge mean for you then through your treatment and now your recovery period?
So taking charge meant different things at different phases in my cancer treatment and the journey. First of all, it just simply meant to understand and to accept that this has happened. Okay, because sometimes it just takes a while for it to sink in. And I think the whole journey actually begins from the point when you accept that, okay, this has happened and now what? What next? And then I discussed the entire treatment course with my doctor and decided that basis what he told me, how it's going to happen step by step. First we'll do the surgery, then we'll do the radiotherapy, then the hormone therapy and everything. I decided that either I can just sit and feel sorry for myself, or the other thing is that I can take charge and, drive my own journey in the direction that I wanted it to. So that was the most important step for me during my journey. And also realizing that every cancer journey is different. And I have the power to make my own path and make my journey look different from others and just make it my own personal journey. So that was important.
You've spoken openly about emotional highs that you went through during that time. What was the most vulnerable moment for you?
So it's very hard to say that, define just a single moment which was vulnerable for me. I would say that the first 3 months after the surgery, when the radiotherapy was going on and the treatment was going on, was the hardest. And there were lots of emotional ups and downs during that time, because it's one thing to understand everything on paper, that step by step, this is what's going to happen. And it's a completely different thing to actually go through it. So to actually experience the whole pain when I was recovering from the surgery, to actually experience on a daily basis the recovery that I was making and to understand how slow that process was, it was very heartbreaking at times. And also the hormone therapy, when it started, my emotions just went all over the place. It was like PMS to the power 10. So I had very frequent emotional outbursts. I had a tough time understanding what I was actually going through. What is it that was happening within me? So the first 3-4 months were very difficult. I just took those months to understand what actually was happening before I could even address those challenges.
And how did you change? Like, what changed your feel to empowerment?
I think the biggest realization for me was that I need to prioritize myself. And at a certain point, I feel that most women take care of the whole house, take care of the family, take care of the business also, but they forget to prioritize their own health. And for me to take control of my health was the most important. And when I say health, I mean physical as well as mental. So taking out time for myself, going on solo vacations, going on solo coffee drinks, going on solo dinners, lunches was important. Meditating was important. And also to make sure that I'm spending that time in my physiotherapy and in my gym routine every day, where there is undivided attention being given only to me and myself was very important. That helped me a lot.
And how did you approach the understanding of your disease?
How did I approach?
The sense, did you ask questions? Did you start playing? Did you?
Yeah.
First?
So the first thing that I did was I called a lot of survivors that I personally knew. I called some doctors that I personally knew. Next thing, of course, Google comes in the way. At that time, ChatGPT was not there. Otherwise, that would have also been. But the most important thing is that, okay, when I spoke to different survivors and different doctors, I understood that what they had to say was different. So obviously, I cannot follow everyone's advice blindly. And very early in the day, I realized that there's only one person whose advice I have to follow, and that is my own doctor. So listening to everything, that every knowledge, every piece of information that I got from the outside, listening to that, but following only what my doctor said is what I implemented. And also understanding how my body is reacting to different things, how my body is responding to, let's say, the exercises that I'm doing or the radiotherapy treatment. Every session, how is my body responding? So forgetting about what side effects other people see, focusing on what side effects my own body was seeing, and then tackling those one at a time.
And there's a lot of stigma around people on discussing recurrence of cancer.
Yeah.
And so, what would you tell women who hesitate in discussing it?
I just
Family and
Yes, I think the biggest fear that women have is because all of us are very attached to our bodies, very attached to our breasts, because it is what makes us women. You know, it's an organ we use to feed our babies. It's a very important sexual organ as well. It's an organ which identifies us as a woman. So there is that big fear attached to that. So one thing that I would like to tell all women is that there is breast conservation surgery also, which happens along with the breast cancer treatment. So you don't have to look a certain way. You can continue being confident about your body even after the treatment. And secondly, not talking about it. A lot of people feel that I do feel a lump, but if I don't talk about it, it's not going to surface and it's not going to be cancer. But it's not like you shove something under the cupboard and it's not going to show up. So talking about it really, really helps. In fact, because you actually get to know actual facts. For example, that cancer is curable. For example, you don't have anything to worry about and things like that. But these happen only once you talk. So talking is very, very important.
And your caregiver played a very important role in your journey of through your treatment. So, what would you want to tell caregivers out there who are taking care of people at loved ones?
I think caring for a cancer patient is extremely difficult because the treatment itself has a lot of side effects, emotional side effects and physical side effects. But other than that, the patient itself is very volatile many times because we don't know what to expect, what is happening. And many times the patient himself or herself doesn't know what's going on. So I would like to say that just like every cancer journey is different, every caregiver's journey is also different. So understanding what your patient needs is primary. And don't take anything personally, don't take anything to heart because there is no physical support that you can offer to a cancer patient. The recovery is their own. The physical recovery is their own. The only thing you can offer is a lot of emotional support. So I want to say that it would not have been possible for me if it was not for my husband who gave me a lot of emotional support during the time that I needed it. He gave me a lot of space when I needed it. He came close when I needed him to come close. But he also just let me be and understand how I can rediscover myself and understand what exactly my own needs are by just letting me be. So that was very important.
As a woman, you wear many hats. You're a mother, you're an entrepreneur, and you're a survivor. How do you approach, how was it before? Taking care of yourself and also fulfilling these duties. What would you tell women out there?
So I think one day at a time is important. You can't, let's say when during Diwali you don't celebrate Holi, right? You wait for Holi to come to celebrate Holi. You don't celebrate all festivals because no, today I've got ready, so let me do everything today. So one day at a time. Today your body needs you, so give yourself time. Tomorrow when you're healthier, everything else can wait. But don't make your health wait. That's all I can say.
Thank you so much, Abhi. It was lovely talking to you.
Thank you so much. Likewise.
So